we needed a little spark plug to change things. I didn't think that was going to be this kid. I didn't think it was going to be this kid. When he walked in the first time here in this practice facility, he looked at he's a big boy, but I'm like, I'm not sure this is going to work.
Why?
Look at that! Look at that game.
No, he's great, but I've seen that before.
Listen, I was a hell of a player. I don't think I ever averaged 44 points in a 6-game span.
Luka Doncic has garnered widespread acclaim ever since his NBA debut. His remarkable talent, commanding performances, and ability to challenge defense set him apart in the league. Despite being under 25, he's been a professional for almost a decade, encountering a range of opinions, both positive and critical. But receiving praise from NBA legends isn't an everyday occurrence. It's a significant honor. Let's explore the perspectives of some NBA greats on Luka and his exceptional game. In an interview with TMZ Sports, Hall of Famer Scottie Pippen was asked about comparing Luka Doncic to his former teammate Michael Jordan. Pippen had a lighthearted response, saying, "Does Luka got 6 titles?" This remark suggests that Doncic has a journey ahead before matching Michael's level of success. In an interview on All the Smoke with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, Mark Cuban shared the story behind acquiring Luka Doncic. "We tried and it was like 15 minutes to go before our pick, and I called the owner at Atlanta," Cuban said. "I'm like, you're not picking Luka, and you know the guy you want, so let's just do this deal because he'll be there for you." Mark also revealed the moment he realized Doncic would shine on his team and in the NBA. When a kid's 13 and he goes to play in Europe against grown men, you hear about it, and then you kind of question it. Okay, it's Europe. You don't really know, Cuban said. Then the scouts were saying, look, there's a 16-year-old kid playing against the Thunder, and he's fearless. So then we started really paying attention, and it was interesting because our scouts really liked him, and our analytics guys loved him. This is the only superstar in the draft, Mark added. Robert Horry, despite an unlikely Hall of Fame induction, left a profound mark on the NBA, securing 7 championships and achieving a unique record of 100 steals, 100 blocked shots, and 100 threes in a season. His seasoned eye for talent is undeniable. During the Byron Scott podcast, Horry shared his perspective on Dallas Mavericks standout, Luka Doncic. You looked at Bird and said, "Man, I could have stopped him because he's slow." Someone like Luka now, if you watch Luka, he is so freaking slow and you're like, why can't they stop that? When you're crafty and you know how to play, that's all you need. 13 minutes before the Suns and the Mavericks tipped off their Game 7 of the NBA playoffs Sunday night, Dallas star Luka Doncic stood on the court and donned a headset for an interview with Turner's Inside the NBA. It was a harmless video that took 60 seconds to make, but Hall of Famers and Inside the NBA colleagues, Shaq and Charles Barkley, ripped the idea of a player, especially of Luka's caliber, having an interview before a game of such importance. There's no way in the world I would have done an interview before this game. Ain't no way. I love that kid, but there ain't no way I'm doing an interview before the game. I don't care if it's my mother, my father, or anybody out there. Yeah, I was just gonna say that, I agree. O'Neal chimed in while imagining a scenario where the Mavericks lose, and Doncic blames it on lack of concentration after talking to the guys on TNT. Despite all their worries and criticism, Luka proved both Shaq and Chuck wrong by having a game-high 35 points, which was more than enough to lead the Mavericks over the Suns. However, Charles Barkley has shown his impressions of Luka before. He really enjoys Luka's game and thinks highly of him, hence why he was so harsh when Luka did the interview before Game 7. Luka is a special talent. He's a tough kid. The stuff he's doing right now at a young age is incredible. I don't think there is a ceiling for him. Barkley, of course, had some constructive criticism for Luka as well. He's got to learn to play off the ball a little bit more. I think one reason you saw this Dallas team get to the next level is because when Luka got hurt, other guys had to be more aggressive. In the offseason, Dallas extended Irving's contract for 3 years, ensuring his partnership with Doncic continues. However, NBA legend Charles Barkley expressed skepticism about the duo's championship prospects during an appearance on the Bill Simmons podcast. "I don't think the Luka and Kyrie thing works together. They don't complement each other. Now they're married to each other, and I just don't see that thing working in Dallas." Luka's magic on the court leaves no one indifferent to it. To nobody's surprise, NBA champion Kevin Garnett is no exception, as the big ticket really likes to talk about the game of basketball. The Boston Celtics legend has recently dropped high praise for the 24-year-old Slovenian guard, calling him his favorite to win the MVP race after claiming that he has figured the league out. "I love Luka's pace. I love Luka's maturity. You see his maturity, you see how he's been playing with older men or older people in his life. You see it. KG continued his praise. He's not afraid of anything in the league. He goes at some of the best defenders the same way and makes them look like they're not that great of defenders. He has a pace, you can't speed him up, and he's figured out the league. Another NBA great, Steve Nash, who is also a former Maverick and a teammate of Dirk Nowitzki, thinks that Luka's game is a combination of Dirk's and a point guard. As a former Maverick and a close friend to Dirk, Nash might have a better perspective for this one than anybody else. The Dallas Mavericks have a long list of great point guards who have suited up for them, Steve Nash and Jason Kidd being one of them. Nash reflected on the topic and also used it as an opportunity to praise Luka Doncic while he is at it. Lots of great point guards and lots of exciting teams. It's, I think, fitting that the Mavs got a combination of Dirk and a point guard to lead this team forward. Luka can do it all three levels. Can get to his spot, can make his shots, can make others better, can be bigger, can be more agile, can be quicker than certain matchups. So you add it all up, and it's an incredible mix and a lot of talent. As soon as he came into the league, Luka began to receive many comparisons to the legendary Larry Bird. Some people believed that he could achieve that level of greatness, while others didn't. Some of the guys around the NBA world have said that he is like a combination of multiple players' skill sets. However, there is a Boston Celtics great who Luka Doncic's game actually reminds him of his own. That player is Kevin Garnett's Celtics teammate and 2008 Finals MVP, Paul Pierce. While watching some highlights from a game between the Dallas Mavericks and the Portland Trail Blazers, Paul Pierce was very impressed by a Luka Doncic spin move and finish at the basket. He got a lot of me in him. This made Richard Jefferson smile, but the truth had his reasons for this. His moves look slow and lethargic, but he always gets there. I mean, I am not talking about his skills passing the basketball, but when it comes to scoring abilities, me and him, we got a lot of things in common. You are not supposed to be athletic, but you get to the rim. You are not supposed to be quick, but you always get your shot off. A few moments later, when a clip of Luka Doncic airballing a short jumper came along, the truth added, "A lot of him reminds me of my game, but yeah, I would not have airballed it from that short." There may be some truth in Pierce's comments, as both his and Luka's game are extremely smooth, controlled, and never in a rush. They both aren't known for their athleticism, but they are more than capable at getting their shots off at the rim. They are both dangerous with the outside shot as well. If you put a smaller defender on either one, they would post him up. If you try a bigger body, they have just enough athleticism, which, combined with their finesse and control, is more than enough to blow past the bigger man. This is a really interesting comparison when you think about it. The NBA GOAT doesn't often talk to the media, let alone talk about other basketball players. LeBron fans might be surprised by this introduction, but we are talking about Michael Jordan right now. Michael rarely speaks in the public nowadays, but when he does, he gives us really interesting takes. The last time MJ talked about Luka was actually when Luka signed his deal with the Jordan brand. Following the deal, Jordan commented on how impressive Luka has been. Luka is a phenomenal player, and at such a young age. He's demonstrating skills that take many guys years to develop. It will be incredible to watch him continue to advance in the league. That's pretty much all you can get out of Michael Jordan nowadays, but still, it is the praise that he is giving to Luka that matters. Dominique Wilkins, an NBA Hall of Famer and Atlanta Hawks legend, strongly disapproves of comparisons between players and Boston Celtics superstar Larry Bird, and he made no exception when it came to Luka. "I hate it when people compare people to Larry," Wilkins said on the Knuckleheads podcast. "He was a phenomenon. I ain't see anyone like him that's not super athletic, but he beat you in so many ways." LeBron James remains a vocal supporter of Doncic's talent in the league. Every time the Lakers meet the Mavericks, James consistently showers Doncic with praise, emphasizing that the sky's the limit for the young star. He reiterated this sentiment on a Wednesday night game when questioned about Doncic's career trajectory. "Wherever he wants to, it's up to him. Obviously, we know what he's capable of doing on the floor. That's without question. So it's up to him." In an interview with Eurohoops, Basketball Hall of Famer Dirk Nowitzki spoke about his unique experience playing alongside Luka Doncic during the 2018-19 season. Their on-court partnership sparked a special bond that extended beyond basketball, leading to shared moments between the two off the court. "We've developed a great relationship, of course. It's a little sad that I only got to play with him for 1 year. He's such a special talent. So good at reading the floor. An unbelievable all-around game. I would say he's better than me now than I've ever been in my prime. That's how good he is at 23 already. It's been a pleasure to be around him. He's a good kid. He wants to do well. So that's been fun, and we've had a good relationship, and we stay in touch. I'm always there for him. If he needs something or has a question, if he's going through something, obviously, I'll try to help him out. Luka Doncic's performances have earned him widespread admiration in the NBA community. His on-court wizardry consistently leaves fans, media, and players in awe after each game. Despite numerous attempts to articulate Luka's brilliance, experiencing his game firsthand is where his true genius shines. Allen Iverson, a prominent figure in basketball over the last 3 decades, was taken back when Luka's name surfaced during a discussion on the All the Smoke podcast with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. Iverson's reaction, exclaiming, "That boy is crazy," speaks volumes about Luka's impact, leaving even the most legendary players momentarily speechless. It underscores Luka's standing as a rare talent that emerges once in a generation.